Can anybody hear me now? I hope we have sound. I think we have sound. Let me just triple check that. We should have sound. Let's see if we got sound. Yes. We do have sound. Yay.
So
all right. Sorry about that, guys. So we're back. I guess I'll just start all over because I'm kind of sad. Thanks for tuning in to Bits and Tokens, guys. I'm your host, Annalise, and this is my co-host, Jerome, here. Tonight on Bits and Tokens, you can see we don't have our usual host, Tim. Tim is out for the day, but we're here to have lots of fun with you guys. So first and foremost, let me go back to bitsandtokens.com, explain to you a little bit of what we do here at Bits and Tokens, which is our pride and joy. Let's go to scene. Boom, adoption starts here. You might have read it on the screen, but here it is. So adoption starts here just like it says there on bitsandtokens.com. Essentially, we are here in the business of education on cryptocurrency and the crypto world. Just like it says there, we do education, customer support, and full feature charts. It's your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency. Let's explore together. That's how I learned, exploring with someone else. How we got started tells you a little bit of how we got started here at Bits and Tokens, our philosophy, some of our testimonials from our current customer base, and how to start your journey. You can meet the team if you scroll a little more down. That's me, Annalise, our usual co-host Tim, Jerome, and our office pooper Trunks. Love that guy, even though he almost, murked our equipment last week if you guys were watching the live stream. Here is our latest news that we have always here on Bits and Tokens. This is our blog post. And if you always want to go to just the blog post page, you can just click blog right up here and it'll take you directly to our full featured blog post page. We also have videos, which is linked to our YouTube channel right here off the page. So you can watch them on the page or you can watch them directly from YouTube. Every video we have is up on here, including our live streams.
And you could always Crypto 101.
Well, like I said, all the videos, Crypto 101. Crypto 102 is coming. For those of you who have been waiting for that, that is coming soon. We also have our charts here on our page, powered by TradingView, so you can always look at your charts if you ever need to check up on a coin and you don't feel like doing a full log on to the exchange. You could always change which exchange you're looking off of, which chart you're looking off of. If you just type in right here, if you go BTC, look at all the different BTCs we got here. Coinbase, Bitfinex, all these nice exchanges. We also got market cap on here. If you go to the market cap page, you're going to see what coins are doing what. We also have this ticker right here down here. If you guys are looking, we got this ticker always going at all times. It tells you what is, I guess, the current price for the top currencies, and that is going by the market cap right here off our page. We also have our shop. Our shop is where we have our Bit Squad gear, Bit Squad exclusives. If you just want some Bitcoin gear, we have it right here on the shop, and we have the most competitive prices on the market. Best phone case prices by far. I know that because we double checked. And these are custom made. And if you ever want anything custom made, we are more than happy to probably make it for you. You just got to reach out to us and we will see what we can do. And if you ever need help, roadside assistance with your cryptocurrency, just sign up, be a member. And we are there 24/7 for you.
If you message us right now through there, I'd be able to respond right here.
Yep, sure will. We also have I think it's, what's it called? The social media
Our community, bitsandtokens.com/activity.
Yes.
Where we want to just basically create a community, get everybody coming together in a virtual space to discuss cryptocurrency. We'll do that live here on Sundays and Thursdays, as well as looks like we might be doing something new with the community that we've actually reached out to recently here down in the Miami, Florida area. Want to introduce them?
Yes, let me see where our friends are. We will be having a special guest on the stream tonight. Let me see if I can find them here. Oh, yeah, they're waiting for us. So let me introduce to you guys our friends here. Boom. This is our friend Fernando. He is from, do you want to? Let me see if I can find him here. Oh, yeah, I should probably pause that. Hold on. So let me introduce to you guys our Actually, give me like 2 seconds. Boom. Whoops. This is our friend Fernando. He is... That's better. I messed up. All right, let's get back to this. Fernando, is that you? Nope, wrong one.
That's me. I'm here.
That is you. Here you are.
That is me. Hey. Hey, everyone.
All right, Fernando, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Fernando Rivero, and I'm here on behalf of Block Tech Networks. So what Block Tech Networks is, and what do, is we're trying to educate and bring awareness to blockchain and cryptocurrency as well. As opposed to in the virtual space, we're trying to do it in person. So we've expanded our hubs. We're not only in Miami, but we're also in Atlanta, North Carolina. We're also in LA, and we're also worldwide. So we're also in Chile, Peru, and a couple other countries. So that's a little bit about Block Tech. We believe in what you're doing and also in what we're doing. You know, we're just trying to educate and bring people together in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space, because at the end of the day, it's all about trust.
Awesome. I see we have some other members. I'm just going to go one by one, just introducing them here. Here we have Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Just say hi to the people. Tell me a little about yourself.
So I'm a finance major in college right now, and
Woo!
I am community manager for Block Tech Atlanta. And what I do is I organize events for the Atlanta community to further build and help create awareness for blockchain in Atlanta.
Nice.
Awesome. And then next we got Freddie. Say hey, Freddie.
Hello, everyone.
Woo! Thanks for joining us. Tell me a little about yourself, Freddie.
Thanks for having us. So I'm going to be the community representative for the new branch of Block Tech in North Carolina. It's brand new. We're just about to open. So I'm an electrical engineering major, but I'm currently working as a web developer, and I'm looking forward for this journey with Block Tech that is about to start. Can't wait.
Awesome. Super excited here. I thought we had someone else. It looked like they disappeared.
Yeah, he was having some technical difficulties, so we did lose Daryl. He's also part of the Atlanta chapter, so we're going to have
okay.
go ahead and hold it down for the ATL piece.
Okay, all right, Daniel, hold it down. All right, so where are we starting first? Because all you guys are here.
Let's go ahead and start with Freddie, because Freddie doesn't have to drop a little bit earlier today, so if you've got any questions for him, that'd be great to start there.
All right, Freddie.
Yeah, I'll take it away.
All right, give me all you got. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you're about.
All right. So as I was telling you, I used to live in Miami. I'm an electrical engineering major from FIU. Graduated about a year ago, and then moved to Raleigh, North Carolina for work. Working as a web developer now. And when I got here, I realized how the community here is pretty strong in the terms of technology. There's a lot of developers. There's a lot of new startups in the area, but I didn't see a strong blockchain community. So after meeting these guys in a conference back in Atlanta, that's just what I was trying to find. So I decided to join them to be able to bring it to this community around here, and looking forward for all the opportunities ahead.
Okay, so tell me a little bit of your day-to-day routine of what you do.
Okay, so as I'm telling you, I'm working as a web developer full-time. So what I try to do, I try to wake up early. I'm a early riser. I wake up like around 5 to be
early bird gets the worm. Awesome.
Yeah, to be able to work on my stuff. And so I work from 5 to 8, 8:30, then go to work, and then come back and try to network as much as I can, try to go as many meetups as I can in the area and get involved in the community. So I try to find at least 3 meetups per week to go to and
awesome
and get involved.
Answer my question right before I asked it.
So how is that? How is that experience when you do get to meet up with people and talk to them about your project and all that?
Oh, I think it's key, especially in the blockchain community. I think that's one of the key points right now that we need in the blockchain. Everyone that is related to blockchain can relate to this. It's hard to find people, like-minded people that are involved in this new technology, and I think the same way that you do. There's a lot of taboo around this topic, so I think it's key to be able to promote this kind of events, to be able to leverage acceptance between the community and show them what people are already doing. There's a lot of, that's one of the things that I noticed in the area. There's a lot of blockchain companies already here, but not that many people know about them. So I think that's why I think it's key to do this kind of stuff and promote it around the community.
That's awesome. So what got you into blockchain?
Okay, so I got into blockchain about almost 2 years ago already. It's gone so fast.
Time flies.
Because of a coworker. Yeah. Because of a coworker, he got involved in Ethereum back from the early starts, and he told me about it, and I didn't think it twice. then it was the best moment for crypto at that moment, so I just got more involved into it. As I told you, I code. I do a lot of web development, so I got into the coding part of Ethereum a little bit too with some side projects, and then it's just started from there.
Do you remember what the price of Bitcoin was when you first saw it?
When I first started, I remember the Ethereum, which was the first one that I entered with. It was, I think, $105, somewhere around that.
Oh, it was still low.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, when he saw Bitcoin, what was it, like 8 cents?
No, I saw Bitcoin at 30 cents.
30 cents, yeah.
30 cents? when was that?
2011. I was in college and couldn't just invest, but so wish I did.
You should have. 30 cents in college, that's nothing. You could do 30 cents.
Should have.
Yeah, I should have. Well, it's okay. It happens. Do you have any more questions for our guy here?
What's a way that you plan on expanding in the North Carolina area?
Oh, yeah. Good question. First of all, we're trying to create a team here. Right now, I'm the only one. And it's key to be able to have at least another person to encourage the team and be able to take different roles. Besides that, as I'm telling you, I'm trying to go to the meetups, trying to get people around. I'm trying to meet with the blockchain companies in the area, because one of the things that I want to do is try to bring the people that are currently working in blockchain to speak directly to people that are new to the environment, and so they can know and see what people are doing already and how real it is, because a lot of people don't think this is real. There's a lot of taboo around it, as I said. So I think that's key, bringing companies into directly with them. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to contact them directly, meeting with them, showing them our goal, what we have made so far, and start it from there.
I'm proud of you for being the first one to jump in there by yourself and expand in your own area. That's a great attribute to start with.
So how do you overcome that? How do you come across someone who says like, no, like, I don't want to pay attention to that, it's a scam? How do you overcome someone with that mindset?
I think showing them what is already been done. As I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of big projects, cool projects that people don't realize could be done with this technology. They only see what the news show, like the price of crypto and all that, but not the cool projects that you could leverage with the technology. And I think that's key for them to be able to accept it, and also show the key people that are already involved in the community that will promote trust to other people that don't know much about crypto yet. Sounds
good. All right, I like it. I do wish you the best of luck in your area. That's a pretty, not the most crypto-ish friendly area. I've seen more meetups over time. How are the meetups up there, really? Because I don't see many.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I loved about the area. There was a lot of meetups, but not blockchain related. There's a lot of web development, and they were huge.
Web development, okay.
Yeah. I lived in Miami for 6 years, and the meetups are big enough. But then when I got here, I didn't expect to see that much people around, and they were all huge. But what I realized is there were no many crypto communities. Right. I've only come up with 2. I'm gonna go to another one tomorrow, but it's like 15 people yet. So that's why it surprised me too. That's why it motivated me to start this as well.
Okay, so usually what you do, if it's not a crypto meetup, you go to like a web development meetup and you talk to people about it. Is that what you do?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Those are the biggest ones in the area.
Okay.
There's still like 2 or 3 blockchain ones, and I go to those as well. First, but they're pretty small compared to the other ones. So that's what I'm trying to do. This is an area, a lot of technology, I told you, and startups. Actually, the biggest open source conference in the country is here, All Things Open. So I'm trying to get those connections to people that are already involved in creating events in the area, try to promote block tech in here as well.
That makes sense. I like it.
All right, so this question will go out to everybody. Sid in the chat asked if anybody joined the BAT program.
So did any of you guys join BAT is the question.
BAT, B-A-T?
Yes.
That is the...
Brave, for Brave? That's the Brave token? Isn't it?
I believe that's Brave. Yes. Is that Brave? BAT is Brave? Yeah. I think so.
That's Brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do use Brave.
You use Brave?
Yeah, I'm currently using Brave most of the time.
Okay.
I believe in the project.
What do you like about it? What's your, I guess they want your input on it is what I guess the question is.
I mean, the fact of privacy that they bring to the table, I think is key. Also, the whole security that they enhance is great. And I just found out about the project about 2 months ago, and after that, that's all I've been using. The browser works perfectly, and I like the idea of the ad blocking and promoting people to sensitive ads, funding the ads directly through that. So I'm still trying to get into that, but the Brave by itself works great. I've loved the project so far.
So why Brave over Coil?
Which one was the other one? I'm sorry?
Why Brave over Coil?
I'm not familiarized with the second one.
So Coil, they are very similar to Brave, except they pay you basically an XRP rather than having their own BAT token. So what they do is that they're basically kind of like a plugin that you do, and you browse the same way that you would use your Brave browser, but it's a plugin and it gives you XRP as you go. That's essentially how Coil works. And there's people who are, they think Coil makes more sense, or some of them think Brave makes more sense because it's its own, individual browser and it gives you your own tokens. But the argument behind it is, why tokenize when you can use another token that already exists? So that is one thing. Does anybody use Coil or has heard of Coil? Any of you guys?
So I have not heard of Coil, but I have heard of BAT. I just wasn't hearing correctly. I do actually have a funny story about BAT. Not too much about the project, but when I first got into the space, there was a lot of opportunity for arbitrage trading. And I was on a website called Cryptopia at the time. Don't judge me. And I did find some BAT at about a hundredth of a penny.
Okay.
That was going for sale on Binance for about 25 cents at the time.
Okay.
So I went ahead and I went ahead and bought some, not too much, but I just wanted to go ahead and try the trade. So I remember buying about 250,000 tokens of BAT, and it was actually a different token. So it had the same three-letter acronym, but it didn't let me send it over to the basic attention token wallet. So I got stuck with this token. Nobody was buying it at the time because everybody figured out that it was a scam.
Right.
And Cryptopia ended up delisting it. So definitely be careful with the three-letter acronyms on projects. FYI, when you're out there making trade, make sure that you are purchasing the correct token.
Wow, I don't think I've heard of that one before. That one's interesting. I don't think I've heard of that one.
And I think that's one of the things that I love about, bringing the community together and understanding other people's mistakes. One of the mistakes that I'll mention is like with Coinbase, I made an ACH reject. Didn't have the money in the bank account before I did the transaction. Ever since then, I've been blocked out of Coinbase. So now I have to use Cash App in order to trade cryptocurrencies. Definitely want to pay attention and know exactly what you're doing before you do it, or ask us. That's why we're here, bitsandtokens.com. Get together with a community, go to an event in your area. People are always there to be able to help you and make sure that we all succeed.
Yeah, that's kind of how we started here, because we ourselves, I mean, besides the fact of my journey on learning cryptocurrency and all that was a hassle, and learning everything manually was a hassle. We got scammed, and that's why we started, because it's, you have the white papers and you look at how the token's built, and sometimes the website looks fantastic. Sometimes the people are weird, but what they do is they like to provide this mediocre amount of work to play it off. I've noticed that. Like some of them, some places you can look at and you're like, all right, well, this isn't real. And then other places, like what they do is like, they're real people, they do real things, they have a real company, but they have this mediocrity that they've always gone through. Like what we did is we bought KYC Legal. And essentially they were supposed to help people comply with KYC rules and this, that, and the third. But it was a very mediocre project. Initially, it was a great project. KYC is super necessary in the US and China and a couple other places, but it was just so mediocre that, like, you know, other projects came out eventually that were actually beneficial
Block
and
Pass.
actually did, Block Pass, all those, and that actually helped the community. But if you don't do your research, that's exactly what happens. You just feel like you just got scammed out and somebody just kind of took your money. So that's kind of how we started this whole thing in the first place.
And I'd say also joining the Telegram or Discord, building a more relationship.
For sure.
With that cryptocurrency before investing in them. Make sure you know what you're getting into and why you're getting into it before you invest in any crypto.
Yep, that's 100%. So Fernando, tell me about yourself. Mr. President.
So I've been Mr. President. I've been in fintech for well over 10 years. My background is in finance. Eventually, I got onto the product side, and now I'm actually more on the customer side with product development.
Okay.
I've gotten into Bitcoin when I was in college, early years. Bought some at under $500 to give you a price range.
Okay.
Bought and sold. It's been a fun ride so far.
I'm sure.
I had participated in ICOs. I've gone through the whole KYC process. I'm definitely familiar with all that. Currently holding probably over 50 tokens, at least 10 ICOs that I've participated in. And my day-to-day pretty much involves me waking up, managing my Telegram chat, making sure that everybody's happy, any questions asked, connecting with people. So I'm constantly emailing groups because what I've noticed in the building community space is that people don't value communities. They feel like revenue is the most important thing. If you think of some of the biggest disruptive businesses, think of Facebook. They were building a community before they generated any revenue. I mean, the whole concept is you want to have a group of people that are using your platform, and then you can try and monetize it some sort of way. I do feel that there's a value in the community. Not even towards block tech, but in general, if people know where they can connect with certain like-minded people, I think it's going to bring value to the group itself and to the individuals. So I think building a community is going to be important, both in person, locally, but also what you're doing virtually.
Perfect. So I met you. We met up with you. Super great. Super fun. Tell us a little bit of what you do at your events.
So,
hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna have to leave right now, but since it's 10 already.
All right, we'll see you. Take care. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, Freddie.
Later, Freddie.
Later.
All right, so I'll go ahead and mention a little bit about our events. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I'm trying to click you. If I can click you. All I see is Daniel. I don't know why.
Oh, that's horrible.
There we go. All right, you're on.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Back. Hi. Hello. So a little bit about my events, or our events. We do different types of events. The one that you participated at was more of a mix and mingle, where it's really just an open format. People can come get together, have a couple drinks, and just talk crypto. It's more of an inviting atmosphere. It's not like your general blockchain or crypto event where you have one person that is the token person who knows everything there, usually the speaker or the host. This is more of a get together and just talk about blockchain. Whether you know anything about it or you don't know anything about it, this is the first time you just kind of want to ask some questions. This is where you would do that. It's fun. People come and just have a couple drinks and open up. It's a different atmosphere. And we try and do it at bars that tend to have something after. So think of going to a place from 7 to 10 and talking crypto. And then at around 10 o'clock, it tends to get a little livelier. And if you want to stay and keep having drinks, you can, with some new friends. And if not, then, go home, call it a night. So those are the mix and mingles. The other types of events that we have are also panel events. So this is more of the traditional event where we have a set speaker, which is or host, which is usually myself in Miami. And I go ahead and we'll bring in a group of people depending on what we want to talk about, and we talk about certain things. So we've done mining panels, we've done regular crypto panels, learning how to create a wallet. We sometimes do give crypto out at the end of the events just to kind of bring awareness and force people to get into the ecosystem.
Okay.
Actually, on our next event, what we're really going to try and do is try and teach people how to create a BCASH wallet, and then we'll be transferring some BCASH to them to see how how they work it, how they download the wallet, how they can trade with people, and how the whole system works. So we think that's going to be really fun and interesting. And then the final type of event that we host is our conference. So we do host events monthly in each of our locations, and we try and funnel all our people once a year to an event. So this year our conference is going to be at the DoubleTree by the airport in Miami, Florida. It's going to be on July 24th, and it's going to be a combination of disruptive blockchain projects and mining as well. So think of a half day of each. We've got some pretty cool speakers and some great people that are going to be coming. We just signed up a bunch of media partners as well, so feel free to check out the site, miningdisrupt.com.
Miningdisrupt.com. Cool. And that's July 24th, you said?
Yep.
Okay, and that's DoubleTree by the Miami International Airport.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So I think it's really interesting how you mentioned that you did the events for the how to set up your wallet and how you give out crypto at the end. We actually did something very similar. We went to FIU. FIU is actually where I also graduated from, in addition to Freddie over there. I graduated last year as well. Oh, you too? Yeah, it's a Miami thing. So yeah, I graduated last year as well. And I went back and just talked to some people on campus about cryptocurrency and what they knew about it. You know, are you willing to set up a wallet? It was a yes or no thing. Well, you know, setting up a wallet was as easy as downloading your app. If they wanted to set up a Coinbase, they could too. And they were just really surprised of how easy it was. They're just like, that's it? I was like, yeah, that's it. They were just like so shocked. And I thought that was so cool. And then we also went to the, I don't want to say the hood, but a lower class area, lower income area. And we also gave out cryptocurrency to those individuals as well, because a lot of those individuals, they don't know about the space whatsoever, like at all. So it's really interesting to see, you know, their responses. One of them, they said that they saw it on a commercial on TV, and I was just like, I don't think so. I've never seen a commercial on TV about it, but
soon they will be.
That's cool. So it's really interesting to see people's answers when they say that. And it's actually a little funny. I laughed just a little bit.
Speaking about getting big enough to get on TV, let's talk about big enough to get online, and talk about a discussion, all of us here together. If you can go to the chat, pull up the link I just dropped in there.
What's the link?
It took Cointelegraph story earlier today. They were discussing Streamlabs and Twitch, which both had crypto payments, as well as donations. So to answer your quick question earlier, Sid, as to how come it wouldn't allow you to donate to us, they actually removed that quietly.
Oh yes, that was going to be part of our news. Streaming services, Streamlabs and Twitch, they recently removed crypto payments. That's actually Amazon. Something that is.
Twitch is owned by Amazon.
I want to say it's something that's being more common that I've seen. It's happening a lot. I don't know why. I'm sorry. We'll talk about it later. But that is something that happened. So I'm sorry you couldn't donate to us. But I don't know. I think YouTube has a thing that we can do
for crypto. Not that I'm
not for crypto, but it has to be. I think it has donation, to be cash. Fiat. Unfortunately, sorry about that, guys. Until we figure out, you know, maybe a new method to have crypto donations, that's unfortunately off the table. But we'll figure it out. Don't worry. We love you guys. But thank you for being there for us. Yeah. Right. Thank you. So wow, I lost my train of thought. That was like so like left field. You're like, where was I? What were we talking about? We're talking about this. We're talking about having fun.
Well, the conference Disrupt.
The conference, yes. So tell me a little bit of what this conference is going to be about, and a little bit of these like speakers that are going to be here.
So we have David Vort. He is head developer at Sia Coin, also the CEO of Obelisk. So he's definitely behind one of the largest manufacturing companies in the state, so we think that's going to be interesting. We've been in communication with AmpPool, which is the pooling system for Bitmain.
Yes.
So I think
cool.
We've got a couple of the big players. We're hoping that we can really bring everybody together. Mm-hmm. What we've noticed from the mining community, it's niche, but there's little groups of people, and those people haven't really combined or gotten together to really host a really cool event. So we haven't really seen any mining specific conferences, which is kind of why we've mixed disruptive text with mining. From a disruptive text perspective, we've got a couple cool companies. Don't want to mention too many names. I'll mention Snowball Money. If you can check them out.
Okay.
It's a great project. Great way to start collecting crypto. It's pretty much like a saving program. So go ahead and check it out, take a look.
Snowball Money, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to see the conference be a little bit different than other conferences. The conferences that I've been to, a lot of them are keynote speakers or just somebody getting up there for about a minute and just talking about the project. I want to have a combination. I really like this kind of format where people can ask questions as well as have like a fireside chat with somebody. I think it opens up to future conversations down the line that kind of wouldn't have been brought up if it was just one individual person there. So I like the concept of doing a combination of both. So it's going to have people speaking, it's going to have exhibitors. We want to bring containers as well to bring them outside so people can see those big containers with miners and ASICs inside of there just working, just to kind of see how it would work. And kind of see how a container looks, because that's kind of the new big thing from a mining perspective. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but people are just putting a bunch of miners in containers, and whoever can fit the most miners and keep the lowest heat is really winning right now. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that I'd like to provide from a conference perspective, because I've gone to so many events and venues, and I feel like I've got a lot of knowledge on what works, what doesn't work, and what would be cool to be a little different. I want to try and incorporate some art. I want to try and incorporate some music. I want to just be different. I want to provide something more so for the people, and take it from there. Hopefully the people enjoy it, and then we'll do it again next year.
So I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Can we cover you guys?
At the venue?
Yeah.
Like live?
Like live or at all.
Highlights?
Yeah.
No way, guys. Look at that. Okay, so
wait.
we'll
July
definitely link up
24th?
about that. Yeah, July 24th, because that sounds super cool. I definitely want to give you guys some more exposure.
Especially for
that
people
is awesome.
that won't be able to go to the event in Miami directly, to be able to watch it online at any time.
Yeah, because a lot of our viewers are actually from. We had some people from Australia on here,
Yep.
so they come from everywhere. So that's definitely something that I'm sure a lot of our viewers would be super interested in. And I know some people travel every now and then. Like I know for the XYO events, there was people who came out from everywhere as well. So maybe let's see if we can give you some exposure and
See who flies in from
next
the furthest.
year somebody flies in, because that'd be super cool. We definitely want to push this community forward, because that is the goal, honestly. So super cool.
That's the way to mass adoption.
I was actually surprised this morning. I woke up and we had the ticket sale from Germany. So
Awesome. Oh, it's so cool. That's cool.
I'm excited. I've never really had sales in Germany before, so that's cool. It's different. I'm excited for it.
Awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so the event the day before at night, we're gonna do like a hackathon, maybe is what we're thinking.
A hackathon, okay. I wouldn't mind covering that either. Maybe we'll be there too.
We're working on doing a hackathon that day, and then the following day it'll be a full day event, and then that night we're thinking of doing an after party. We've already got the venue and the location, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it quiet until we get a little bit closer to the event. 'Cause It's going to be a nice little surprise.
Gotcha. Definitely let us know. We'll spread the word, because that's awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, so most of the information's on the site if anybody wants to grab some tickets. And actually, we are having an event this weekend in Atlanta. So, Daniel, you want to talk about that event that you have coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, tell me a little bit about this event, Daniel.
Yes, okay, so this upcoming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., me and Daryl Coleman, Daryl was the one that couldn't make it because of a connection issue, we're going to host an open forum at Atlanta Tech Village for smart contract utilization. And basically, anyone can show up, whether you're 15 years old, whether you're 22 and you just graduated college, whether you're 40. And we can all talk about smart contracts, why they were created, how they exist, what the future of them might look like, And what I want to focus on primarily is the utilization of them, because people usually don't see the importance of them. They don't understand why we have them. So.
Cool. So, Atlanta, Georgia. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is the website people can go to find your event?
Go to blocktech.networks. Is that right, Fernando?
Yes, it is. Blocktech.network. You can also go on Eventbrite or Meetup.com, and you can just search Blocktech, and based on your location, you can find the most nearest Blocktech to you. But yeah, if you're in Atlanta, that one will pop up.
That's how I found you guys on. I want to say we went to that event on Thursday.
Yeah, so just make sure you guys check up your local meetups. You could also go to Blocktech. Dot network or net? Which one?
.network.
.network. Okay, so you guys could use the full word. That's cool. Network.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a .network.
Cool. A little different, right?
Yeah, it's a little
definitely.
different. I don't think I've ever seen a .network. Okay, so since we're on you, Daniel, why don't you tell me about yourself, how you got here, what you do, and what you do to the community?
So right now I am a finance major, about to be in my sophomore year, and
Nice.
I got into crypto in 2014 when I was a freshman in high school.
So you're a youngin', huh?
Yes.
You're a
I'm very-
youngin'. Okay. I mean, I'm not old. I'm 22.
Just past
But
you.
like whenever I hear people say, "Oh yeah, I'm like in college," like since I graduated, I just feel like I'm old now. It just feels old. But hey, continue.
But most people in crypto are developers. You have the mining sector, development sector, the trading sector. You got all that stuff. I'm in the trading sector. I like day trading and stuff.
Mhm.
And I want to work on Wall Street to be a quantitative trader or an investment banker, whichever one offers me the opportunity first.
Uh-huh.
So I've been trading for quite some time. I think my first trade in crypto ever was $7.38 of Ethereum. I bought like 30 of them, I think.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, nice. Nice.
I sold at like $11, and I was disappointed once it went to like.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. But recently, last November or August, Fernando came to me. We were in a trading group together for about half a year, and then that kind of dispersed when the bear market came. And then I saw a picture of Fernando in a Forbes magazine. I was like, wait a minute, I know that.
In a Forbes magazine. Fernando, you didn't tell me you're in a Forbes magazine. You're famous. Whoa. You're famous, dude. That's pretty cool.
No. So, funny story about that. So, my partner and I got together. He was invited to Forbes 30 under 30.
Uh-huh.
I'm not under 30, so I was his +1.
Oh, okay.
I will bring him on to the show in the future. He's actually a great character, great person to speak to, and very passionate about the blockchain space.
I like characters.
Yeah, definitely somebody to meet. But yeah, so we definitely went to Forbes. We were there for the blockchain and cryptocurrency track. Met a lot of individuals, met a lot of VCs and people that were interested in the space. It's something that it very much surprised me that in the Forbes world and over there by Harvard and MIT and stuff like that, blockchain was paired with the marijuana industry. And
Really?
it was kind of weird to be combined with them from a track perspective. I thought it was a little bit more towards like fintech or whatever, but they both kind of went hand in hand for some reason, and it's kind of like new things that people are making money off of, and we're not sure if it's really serious yet or not, but we know that there's some traction, and we're going to make a track for it, and one of them is either going to be amazing or it's just going to be one of those tracks that we just never talk about in the future. So it wasn't a big turnout from a blockchain and crypto perspective, but it was I'd say it was a strong turnout. The people that were there were very big in the game, somewhat powerful, and we learned a lot. We actually also were invited, because my partner is Asian as well, so we got invited to I believe Asia this year for Forbes 30 under 30 as well. So we're trying to decide if we're going to go or not, but it's definitely a fun experience to do at least once.
That's cool. All right. I gotcha. All right, thanks for the little story. All right, back to Daniel.
Yes. Okay. So I went through a friend that was in the chat because I knew he had his contact info. And I emailed them their website. They had an email, and I was like, hey, I would love to work with you. You know, I'm in college. I have nothing real good on my resume to put. I would love to have something on my resume. And Fernando gave me the chance, and we've been working at the Atlanta branch since January this year. We've been working at it for a good 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yep.
So how's that been so far?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
How's that been so far?
It's been great. I live in Athens, Georgia, so I don't really go to the city much. But it's been very eye-opening to me, just seeing all the opportunity that is there and all the opportunity that was there previously that I wasn't open to before.
That's cool. I mean, that's a pretty big, I guess,
Great way to start.
leadway. Like, yeah, you're a college kid, don't got much, and hey, I don't know where you're like leading this whole like town. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Talking about that, this fall, I'm moving to New York to go to college up there. I'm transferring schools.
Where are you going?
I don't know yet. I'm
okay.
3, and all 3 of them are putting me on a waiting list until May because I have to finish a few, like, certain number of hours.
Okay, gotcha.
But
some prerequisites.
I already talked to their counselors. They already told me there's a high chance I'll get accepted, but my hours have to look right. Anyway, I'm going to open a block tech branch in New York, and it's going to be very trader-based. The one in Atlanta is very developer-based, and the one in New York, I want it to be very trader-based. Like, we trade this, we invest in this, you know, stuff like that. Okay,
yeah, it'd be more a little towards your interest, I'd say, since you're super into trading. Fernando, I feel like I cut you off there. Were you going to say something?
Blockchain.
Blockchain. You're going to say blockchain.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Blockchain. Cool. I dig it.
Well, I'll jump on and throw in there because, Fernando, you were bringing up having mining containers at the conference. I wanted to bring another story into the flow. Have you guys, actually, I'll throw it into the chat. There was a recent announcement just last week by Google for a new game streaming service. Now, I know some people are like, what does that have to do with crypto? Well, there is a... actually, it doesn't let me...
Is there a crypto option? Is that what it is?
So there's not a crypto option from Google's event or Google's announcement. However, the article I was going to post into the chat down below is in regards to another company that was already creating a cloud-based GPU connection for game streaming as well as for mining. So you could be able to mine cryptocurrency. A
cloud-based GPU for mining?
Yes. So like you would be able to rent your GPU from your computer, and somebody else that wants to either do cloud gaming or mine cryptocurrency would be able to borrow your GPU and you'd get paid for it.
Like I can rent out my stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of like Storica with hard drive space?
Yes.
Didn't they mention that they would do games like flash games where you'd have like, say you're playing a sports game, you'd have a flash thing, so it's like in real time, you don't have to have a disc or anything?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's
another
cool.
thing that you would be able to use that for is like when you're editing your videos, instead of having Adobe crash in the background, it's running on in the cloud.
Yeah.
Wow, Adobe's been, if you guys have been like, I don't know if anyone's like an editor here or like has anything to do with anything, but like Adobe has literally been like blowing out people's MacBook speakers. Like that's a whole thing, which is outrageous, and it also crashes like a lot. Like, that's a whole thing.
But if it was in the cloud, it wouldn't crash.
The craziest part is, it's literally, like, I guess, advertised as a cloud-based program.
Yeah.
Which is...
That's running on your PC.
That's the greatest part. It says cloud-based program. That is Adobe. Adobe Cloud. Like, that's a whole thing. They used to have the physical disk, but now they have the cloud. Whatever that means.
It's expensive too. You get Photoshop by itself, it's $800. So they said, hey, why don't we do some service for $40 a month and just have 1 million people on it and make $40 million a month? you know?
Basically. So
the name of the crypto company that was doing that this article on banning crypto, I'll be posting it in the chat. Vector Dash was the crypto company that was trying to do that.
Vector Dash. Okay. Keep that in mind, guys. If you want to look at that article real quick while we're doing our stream, feel free. Daniel, where were we?
We're talking about my move to New York, but if you want to talk more about Atlanta, we can.
You tell me. What do you want to talk about? Tell me your passions, your dreams, your aspiration. What do you want to do with this wonderful blockchain world?
So, trading stocks, it's very slow and very boring, you know, in the investment banker industry. You put your money there and then you watch it for 6 months, you know?
Or years.
Right.
So I saw an opportunity when I was 14, 15, 16. I was like, hey, why don't we invest in emerging technology? Why don't I invest in something that's volatile that can really turn your money into something big? You know, a little investment can be a big outcome. And like blockchain was the move, you know? It was like the .com era.
Right. Right. I like how you do that reference because that's actually how we pitch sometimes to people who we ask, hey, have you heard of Bitcoin? And they go, no. And we're like, well, you haven't heard of the internet? Of course I've heard of the internet. Yeah. Do you know how old the internet is? They'll be like, oh, like 10 years old. No, it's 30. And they'll be like, what? And then you mention AOL and all that. And they'll be like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Oh. Yeah. So you got a really good point there. You are a very bright kid. I wish I was you when I was 14. Unfortunately, I was like an Amish person when I was 14. I did not have access to a cell phone. Yeah, my parents were super against like technology, everything. Like I had a TV and outside where I was not allowed to go because there was boys. So
okay, so moving on from that then.
So
Speaking
that's cool.
About, the connection. There was also another story I wanted to bring up with Jack Dorsey from Square. So Square will be the CEO of Square, also the CEO of Twitter. Jack Dorsey is looking for people that in the crypto space that's also developing and can help with designing to do more in the crypto community.
Oh man, I mean, I hope Freddie heard about that because he's into like web development and stuff like that. But that's a whole thing. Yeah, Jack Dorsey's looking for 3 to 4 developers and 1 designer to, I guess, help the blockchain community, help push Bitcoin because he's into Bitcoin. That's his thing. Bitcoin's his thing.
I can
so that's
definitely
pretty cool.
see where it can integrate with like the Cash App where you can already buy Bitcoin. Then imagine it working on the merchant end with the people that have the Square terminals. You can easily be able to buy cryptocurrency from your phone and then be able to go to a Square terminal and use Bitcoin or instead of using a credit card.
So something he doesn't want to do and something he's promised the community because people are afraid of the I guess conflict of interest, whether it's really for the Bitcoin community or if it's for Square's, you know, profitability, is that he said it wouldn't necessarily interfere. So I'm not 100% sure what he's planning on doing, but that is something that he said he didn't want both things to interfere. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that push. I know it will definitely consolidate when I graduate college in 22, 23. I'm doing a master's program, so probably...
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, that's a long time.
But I was buying something on a Chinese website this morning, and I used Apple Pay to pay for it, and then it declines me, and it says, please contact your bank. And I'm like, well, if I had Bitcoin, nothing would have declined me, would have went straight through.
Exactly. I feel the same way. I've traveled international God knows how many times, and every other time, even if I let my bank know, because they have like a button on their app where it says, like, let us know if you're traveling, I have to call them every time. Doesn't fail. Does not fail. So yeah, I'm super excited to see where you're going. I really like you. He's so cute. He's awesome. I love seeing young, ambitious individuals that, you know, have a lot of ambitions. Like, you've been in here since, you know, Bitcoin in 2014, which is really cool. A lot of kids don't pay attention to that stuff. So I feel like, that is essential. What I've noticed is there's a lot of older people who are into the blockchain space.
Because they have the money.
I want to say like ages vary. I want to say people who are younger are into it because, you know, they have more access to the internet, they know how to use it and navigate it better, rather than people who got on it after they were a little older. But I want to see more younger people get into it because I feel like they've seen it online as like a meme, but that was it. So
I have a friend who's 15 and he runs a finance Instagram page, right? Talks about like company earnings, talks about like news and stuff. He has 17,000 followers and he's 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, he gets about 4,000 page views a week on Instagram, like real traffic. And
shoot, I want to interview
really,
him.
like, me and him have been friends for a while, and I'm really trying to get him to join Block Tech in a few years.
Do it.
You know, when he turns 18, I think he'll be great to the marketing aspect of it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Wow. Yeah, no, Bright. I love seeing Bright kids. You guys are gonna be I guess, the next Forbes 30 under 30. Yeah. So I'd love to see you guys there. Do you have any questions for him?
Just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
What did you say you were studying?
He's doing finance.
Corporate finance or quantitative finance, whichever one scoops me up first.
What got you to pick?
So I want to say because you mentioned that you wanted to either work on Wall Street or a bank, whichever one, you know, went your way. What makes you want to work for these institutions?
Lots of people have asked me that. They're like, if you're so good at trading, why don't you just trade your own dime and then just trade until 12 o'clock every day and call it a day? That to me, that's more stressful to me than if I'm trading a hedge fund or if I'm trading the institution's money. Mm-hmm. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm guaranteed a paycheck as long as I'm not like absolutely
the security.
all the money I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true. Security aspect that's a good point.
I love the elite aspect that they have. Like when you're a Wall Streeter, it's like being a baseball star. You know, there's very few Wall Streeters. There's like 1,000, like actually on the floor at the NYSE, and I think it's just an amazing community to be in.
So, what makes you want to be a, I guess, institutional trader investor versus someone who would be doing these same services in the crypto community?
Well, I'm never going to hate crypto. I'm never going to leave it. I don't care if I'm working on Wall Street. I'm still going to support it. Mm-hmm. But probably because in all these chats, you go to the trading chats, you go to crypto chats, everyone's talking about the buzz. If there's like news that comes out and there was a currency movement and lots of people missed it, everyone talks about, oh, the big guys pumped it. The guys on the other side did that. I want to be the guy on the other side. I want to be the big guy that knew about it and that caused that. I think that's very
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you ever work for, I want to say, a exchange in the crypto space?
Oh, absolutely. They make a killing these days with how many people they have coming in and out. They get their maker-taker fees. Absolutely. That's a good income-based company sector to work for, because I know these institutions on Wall Street are going to cap your salary eventually.
Right.
These exchanges are startups, so they literally can build up your salary if they have more and more revenue.
I want to see you be I want to see you one day. Like, I can see you being the next Coinbase. I can see it. I can see you being a CEO. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Like, a lot of people don't get in it young, and you did, and you caught the ride, and you know what you're doing. You know what you want. Be ambitious. That is super cool. I hope that your group over in Georgia is flourishable. I hope that people do meet up with you. Make sure you guys check up again on it's eBytes and Meetup, and the website, which is blocktech.network, for, I guess, locations near you, because there are many locations. They're international as well as national here in the United States. Make sure you look into all their programs.
And if there's not an area near you, see if you could get involved with Block
see if
Tech.
you can start up with Block Tech.
We love that. Like, if you're in a school or something, we're trying to aim towards schools in the future. I can't say any names, but we're trying to get into like colleges.
Right. I mean, that's where your kids are at. That's where your new fresh generation is. So
yeah, for sure. And if you're watching this podcast and you say, oh, my club or my school needs a new club, whether you're in high school or college, it doesn't matter. Hit us and shoot us an email. You know, we'll be glad to do business with you.
Awesome. Super good to hear it. Any last question, comment, concerns? What would you want to, I guess, say, like, words of inspiration to people who are just getting into this or just starting?
Probably don't expect to win at the beginning like I did. Because I expected, I'm going to win everything. There's this journey and it's always going to be up. And it went up and down, you know?
Right.
And even when it goes down, at the end of the day, it's in an uptrend. You know, that's how I think. So...
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to switch back to Fernando here for like 2 seconds. Are you there, Fernando?
I am here.
Awesome. Okay. I see your voice. Okay. So is there any last, I guess, comments you want to say to the viewers? They want to talk about, the Block Tech project.
Well, I mean, first thing I'll say before I start is if the viewers have any questions, feel free to drop them, and I'll make sure to ask them at the end of this. But
okay.
I definitely agree with community building. We are trying to grow the community everywhere as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So if anybody does want to connect with us, feel free to do so. We do have a combination of established people in the blockchain space. We have people that have had many businesses that have already sold. We have people who are CEOs on exchanges, and then we also have the younger guys who are motivated, and there is a process to join the team, but we're looking for people that are motivated about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. We're looking for people that are like-minded, kind of like yourself and myself. Like we want to educate, we want to teach, and we want to build. So if you have those same aspirations, feel free to reach out to us. And do you guys have any questions for me? I'm open. I'd love to talk about anything that you'd like to speak. It doesn't even have to be Block Tech.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, keep in mind, you guys have I'm assuming email addresses or some way, shape, or form that people can reach out to you. And I also know you have a Telegram. What's your Telegram info?
Well, we got a couple Telegram chats, but our main one, I'll tell you right now which one it is.
We'll also drop it in the chat here for anyone who's interested. Jerome will throw that up there.
It's www.t.me/blocktech.
All right, so
that's the main one.
Okay, so that's the main one.
So let's grab everybody there.
Yeah, it has about 900 people in it, so if you find one that has like 50 people in it, that's not the right group.
All right, so there's 900 people in the main one. Okay, so it's a pretty big community. Like, people can talk, chatter amongst each other, talk topics. Cool.
Yeah, we've gone to a couple of conferences. We've spoken at conferences, Restart Week in Puerto Rico, things like that. So we definitely drive a lot of people to our Telegram chat,
mm-hmm.
try and speak and just kind of connect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I'm most proud of from our network, last year, we were actually able to help build 3 companies, and of those 3 companies, 2 of them actually got funding. So
awesome. Cool.
Yeah, we try to connect people as much as possible. Even if you've got a project, I personally sign a bunch of NDAs every week, whether it's a new type of mining machine or a new concept of proof of work that doesn't exist yet. Like, everybody's always coming up with new types of technology and ideas,
mm-hmm.
and they want to be able to talk about it freely. So we try and do that, whether it's through an NDA where we sign and then just start connecting you with people, or just come into our events so you can just cross-network. We do try and bring at least a couple businesses to our events,
mm-hmm.
and we try and bring at least some sort of developer, financial trading, quote-unquote expert, just so that people can have those types of conversations and feel like they're getting some value. I've noticed that a lot of people, like myself, learn from educating.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm the smartest man in the room and I'm just teaching people, which I never think that's true, but even if I'm trying to educate somebody on something, I tend to learn from that. So
mm-hmm.
even if you feel like you know it all in the space, like, you can still add value to yourself and to other people.
That's true. It's there. You always strive to be better. There's I feel like nobody in the world is a 5. Which if you're a 1 through 5, no one's a 5. Everyone's either a 4 or 4.5. There's always room for improvement. So I think that's very important.
Another way to say that is no one is an expert.
Well, I guess no one's an expert. There's always stuff to learn. Exactly. So that is true. That is true. All right, so we have a couple Telegram groups, guys. Their website is blocktech.network. Their Telegram group stuff is in the chat. If you want to click on it and join the group, there's over 900 people you can talk to. See if there is a local meetup in your area. Feel free to reach out to them if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and make sure to tune in for their event down here in Miami at the DoubleTree Hotel by the Miami International Airport on July 24th. I'm actually super excited for that. And in case you can't make it, fingers crossed, Bits and Tokens will cover it for you. Whatever you can. I can't promise everything, but a few things here and there will definitely have some exclusive content, just kind of like we did the Swell. How we had the whole Bill Clinton thing here and there. So just stay tuned. We'll probably see me more at Block Tech. We're pretty excited. Pretty excited for these guys. Like your community, yes. Like what you guys have.
I'm excited for May. I'm excited for May and the project that we've got going on for May.
Yes, let's go ahead and talk about that. So May 2nd, actually, we will be
we're saying our surprise?
Guys,
we have a surprise. We have a surprise, guys. We're going to be live. You can find us somewhere. No way. So we're not going to be here at a Bits and Tokens studio on May 2nd. That is a Thursday, correct?
Yes.
Thursday, May 2nd, we will be live in Miami at
Area 31.
Area 31. And we'll be partnering up with Block Tech here, which is why we decided to introduce them here on our chat. We'll be partnering with Block Tech for this event. It's going to be a live stream at Area 31. We'll be on all screens. Super cool. And it's going to be also a mingling event where you will be able to meet more locals here in the community that are enthusiastic about blockchain and cryptocurrency. And I know how lonely it can feel sometimes, even talking to friends about, cryptocurrency and stuff, because some of them don't want to hear it. So to have someone there that you become friends with, or just have a general community
that's also aware of what's going on in the space, that you can continue to talk about cryptocurrency, what's going on in the news, and it's always best to socialize. So come on out, have a good time. We'll be there. We'll be live. You can ask some questions live. It's going to be a good time.
So again, that's May 2nd. From now, did you want to add anything else to that announcement?
No, I just want to reiterate on what you said. It's funny you said that. 80% of the people that come to our events, it's essentially people saying that. I want to be able to talk about blockchain.
Right.
And have somebody that knows what I'm talking about. Half the time I tell people what's blockchain, they tell me I don't know what that is. I mention Bitcoin, and they're like, "Oh, I know what Bitcoin is." Oh,
right.
It's fun to kind of get together with like-minded individuals, even if it's just for a little bit. Have a couple drinks and just talk, just chat. What are you trading? What do you believe in? What do you think it's going to take to get to the next step? When is the next step going to happen? I mean, there's a lot of questions that I get that I definitely can't answer. So, for example, where's the bottom? When's the top?
Right.
How much money should I invest now so that I can have $1 million in 6 months? But and those types of questions we obviously can't answer. But we can definitely talk about other types of things. What's a smart contract? How do I get a wallet? I lost my wallet. I can't find it. What do I do next? How can I protect myself? What's KYC? Should I use 2FA? There's a lot of things that come up that people don't really know about. Some people just feel like 2FA might be not needed, not that
use 2FA.
What does that even mean? So I mean, there's definitely all types of people that come to our events. I'm really excited to see the live event. People are going to be able to hopefully speak to you live and just talk about blockchain and crypto. It gets live at Area 31. There'll be some music. There'll be a bar. So everybody should come out and have a good time and vibe with us.
Super excited for that. And again, guys, that will be our live stream for May 2nd.
I'm sure we'll do a video to announce that in the near future.
Yeah, we sure will. We sure will. We'll probably do a little video, do some little promotion here and there, because that's going to be a super fun event. And it'll be our first, I guess, live interaction with live people besides,
Unless we could
webcam.
get something more locally, because that's all the way down to Miami and we're a little bit more north. So me and Fernando are trying to find a more constant bar that we can go to in the local area. We did talk about trying to be live with you guys more often. So in the Fort Lauderdale area, Coral Springs area, we'd like to find something that we can go to on a regular basis.
I mean, Miami's still local for us. South Florida in general.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm willing to drive anywhere as long as it's for the chain, for the good of the cause. So
Atlanta's not that far.
I mean, maybe. So I wouldn't. So to be honest, if I was to go to Atlanta, I would probably leave here like Friday and like be over there like by like
stream.
Saturday, and then like stream Sunday, and then like I'd be driving all of Sunday night, like all of 9 hours to like be here Monday morning
for work.
That'd be me. So I mean, or I could just probably like do like some PTO.
Oh, Cheryl jumped in and said, "Come to ATL." So, all right, we definitely might have to make.
Well, one of these days we'll probably do a Bits and Tokens tour coming to a city near you. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll stay tuned. Cool. We'll stay tuned. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Venezuela. Venezuela's a big one. Yeah. That's another one. Yeah, no, I mean, we travel every now and then, so like for us to feature in a special location, that would definitely be something that we can talk about. Because I've been all the way to the UK to do stuff, so
we've gone as far as Cali in the US.
Yeah, we went to Cali, UK.
The journey's just beginning. So
we're willing.
Keep tuning in here at YouTube, Bits and Tokens. Check out Block Tech for an area near you, or join host. Does anybody else have any questions?
Any last minute question, guys? We're gonna wrap it up, do a quick commercial break. If you have any last minute questions for us or Fernando before we go on this quick little break, feel free to ask now or forever hold your silence.
All right.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Thank you so much, Fernando, for tuning in with us. Thank you, Daniel. We really appreciate what you guys do. Again, that is blocktech.network. Check out the website. Make sure you tune in and make sure to find an event near you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, guys, we'll be right back with our commercial break. See you soon.
So, Bartholomew, have you heard about that new digital currency?
The electronic check?
No, it's called blockchain, I think.
2 chain?
Blockchain.
Huh?
Boom. Testing audio. Perfect. We're back. Hey guys, thanks for our second half of Bits and Tokens here. Hope you guys had a wonderful understanding of our friends there at
Block Tech.
Super cool stuff they have going on there. Make sure you guys check out their website. Now, for the news. A few things I want to go over. First and foremost, have you guys heard of the whole Bitcoin volume being fake? Have you heard about that?
I did see it. From what I understand, it's about certain the article is only talking about certain exchanges, not all exchanges.
Right. Just wanted to clear that up. Not all Bitcoin volume is fake. It's obviously a very clickbaity title. The actuality behind this is that some exchanges, very low, unregulated exchanges, kind of pump the price of Bitcoin, which I don't want to say it's something that was expected, but a lot of people perceive it that way. They're like, oh, they're not a really trustworthy exchange or small.
True says that's because they exchange between exchanges trade between each other. I know that there's over 200 exchanges, so just to give you an idea as to how many we're talking, and you might know of probably maybe the top 8. If I'm not mistaken, Binance is like number 8.
Yeah, Binance is number 8, guys. Just to let you know, there's a lot of exchanges in the Asian, European side of the hemisphere that's much larger than the U.S. regular exchange that technically Binance is not a U.S.
That's
exchange.
China.
It's an international exchange, of course. But there are a lot of exchanges on the other side of the world. If you are on that side of the world, you might know about them. But that they are top exchanges. The exchange that is being targeted here is actually Coinbene. I believe how you pronounce this, Coinbene, Bene, Benny. So they are not a huge exchange, but they had the most Bitcoin, I guess, volume via market cap. So that obviously was very strange to a lot of people because they were just like, hold on. There's like huge exchanges around everywhere, and out of nowhere, this one exchange, along with some others, have this huge amount of volume, and nobody's talking about it. So that is what this essentially is about. So I feel, did anybody, because from what I'm seeing from here is that it was, wash trading, and it's supposed to be some kind of scamming platform. And people have supposedly gotten played, but I'm not sure what that means because were the funds received from what they saw? Was it like downplayed? Like, what is it that, like, because from what I was reading, I didn't really see people saying like, oh, I cashed out and like I got less than what I saw. Like I was a little, skeptical about what. Yes, you're faking your numbers, but, are people being in, crazy amount of harm? Are they not receiving anything? Like what is it that, you know what I mean? So I was a little here and there about that one. But what it says here is really that the trading volume was really high, and people who wanted to get their S coins, poopy coins, more exposure would also go on these platforms, and obviously pump the price. That is something else that usually happened on these exchanges. I feel like this was something that didn't necessarily affect Bitcoin and its price as much. I feel like smaller coins and smaller currency, like the poopy coins, were the ones who were affected and had those huge, spikes. I just kind of want to zoom in here just to show you guys some of this volume that happened here. Whoop, oops, what did I do? Twitter.
Clicked on Twitter.
Nope, I didn't want to go to Twitter. Well, I guess that's the whole picture, so let me pull that up. Okay, so this is essentially the picture of some smaller exchanges that just had these huge number. So there you see the Coinbene had 480 million, which is a lot. And then you also had Bitforex 241 million. Bitmart, 106 million. Cimex, yeah, 97 million. So that is, those are some numbers. Obviously, they vary, but you know, on their real price range, that is not realistic. I don't know where the numbers came from, but yeah, that is something that's, you know, caught a lot of people's attention. So
before you move on, what
volumes.
is this? Because it tastes great.
Popsicles.
What?
It's popsicles.
We're drinking popsicles with adult juice, and it tastes fantastic.
Drinking popsicles. It doesn't really have a lot. It has a very small amount. I'm not a huge drinker, but I will entertain it for the purpose of the show.
Drunk Crypto.
It's a nice time. It's Sunday. It's a nice time, Sunday crypto. But that's essentially what that was about. If you guys ever came across that headline and were curious as to what exactly the story was talking about, so don't be alarmed. All your Bitcoin, you know, volume is not fake. It's just some of these exchanges had ridiculously high. Like if you see here, Kraken, do you see that huge line out of nowhere? Like that amount of volume is like whoa.
Ridiculous.
Whoa, like what is going on? And you would like, sometimes I'd see this and I'm like, oh, it was a bot trading, or like, you know, they play it off as one of those things, but it was just like okay. But if you see even like Kraken and Bittrex and Poloniex, which are like the actual big exchanges, look at their volume. Like look at these, you know, like they're kind of all congruous. And I feel like that was a bot at one point in time where you had that huge spike. These all looked like they were bots. And now look at these other smaller exchanges and their volume. Do you see the difference in charts? Like look at that movement and look at this movement. Look at that movement. Look at this movement.
One is a lot more than the other, obvious.
Like, these smaller exchanges are claiming to have volumes of like 100 some odd million. Meanwhile, the actual big exchanges have 1.4, 13, 31, 5. Like, it's nowhere near what these are, which is why this is such a huge thing right now. So yeah, that's essentially, you know, what we're looking at here. And this is today's total volume. So the total volume, 95% less than reported. The entire volume of, you know, the daily trading is like what was it? I think Coinbase was 480 million in volume, when the volume is literally like half of that at 270. That's the total volume for like the entire day for all of like the exchanges. Meanwhile, they're like double that just by themselves. Obviously, you know, that's not nowhere near. Like the reported volume is 6 billion. Actual volume is 273 million.
I see.
That's kind of, that happens. That's why regulated exchanges are a huge thing right now, just because of that.
Skills jumped in and said, now is the time to fill your Bitcoin bags. If you don't have full BTC, it's dirt cheap. They're a good point.
Very
and
good point.
I'll also say, if you just do a Google search and look at what's going on in the market, right off the top, I'm seeing some people are saying that predictions from the past show that there's going to be a quick dip before this next bull run, and a lot of people are saying that there's expected to be a bull run. A lot of people believe that we've reached that time where we're at the end of crypto winter. How do you feel?
We're at the end, so I hope so. There's a lot of things that are happening right now in the crypto space. I feel like the more I look into it, the more that's happening. I'm honestly waiting till April hits, because the thing that has me most on edge right now is Kroger. I'm rooting for Kroger, and I'm rooting for the Morgan Creek team, and I'm rooting for, you know, everything that's going on right there. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm waiting to see what happens.
For her, it's more larger adoption from the bigger players.
Well, that's gonna drive everything.
Agreed.
Honestly, that's gonna be a huge killer.
For me, I'm more excited for like Pundi X, which is making a crypto POS terminal. Seeing a lot more of those in other countries.
Who's gonna use those terminals?
Places that don't even have a terminal for the first place. There's places like Nigeria, places like South Africa that definitely could use crypto terminals and Venezuela. You know, where there's a lot of people that are now running trading Dash.
The purpose of using these terminals are for the masses.
Agreed. And you're talking about full countries like Venezuela right now, which, let's be honest, if you paid attention to what's going on in that story right now.
That 70% of Dash transactions are
from Venezuela.
Borders. They're from Venezuela. 70%. That's huge. You know, and the thing is, like, you see the banking system over here, and people complain about it. Don't complain. Like, I've complained about Wells Fargo, and I haven't complained about Chase yet. Chase hasn't done, you know, anything wrong to me, but I've complained, and honestly, you go into another country, if you live there, for example, if you live in Argentina, and somebody, you know, sends you money, even if it's within the country, you don't have access to your money for about a week. You cannot withdraw your money for about a week. That is a thing. That is a thing over there, which is why cryptocurrency adoption is so huge across borders, and it's why it's so important. The regulation of banks in the United States is not the problem. The regulation with banks within the UK is not the problem. The regulation of banks within, you know, developed countries is not the problem. Underdeveloped countries and developing countries are the issue, because the banks across those borders, they take advantage of the situation, and they hold on to the money because, oh, well, where else are you gonna put your money? How else are you gonna get it? How are you going to get it, you know, traded over here? How is somebody going to send you money from their country? They take advantage of that leverage that they have. So that's super huge and super important. Something to, you know, really pay attention to. A lot of cryptocurrency companies, they are going to these smaller countries because that's really where there's a huge market for foundation to be built on. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see, I mean, there's a lot of projects, granted, that, you know, take place. But I wouldn't be surprised if obviously cryptocurrency becomes more advanced within these countries versus obviously bigger nations like we are. Like, of course, we push projects, and this is where a lot of the project starts. However, the implementation of those projects themselves is really what's going to take off in a lot of these other countries. So
let's go ahead and jump in the chat.
Chat, what you got for me?
Skills is in there talking about taking advantage of the dips. I feel like there should be a song about that.
Fernando waving. Hey, Fernando.
Well, that was when you paused it.
Yeah, I paused it there. He's not really waving, but it's kind of funny.
Also in the chat, you got Truce and Fernando just going back and forth. Yeah. Is there any other stories that you want to bring up?
It will trump gold as a storage of wealth. That is something that I've been seeing. Gold right now has I think it's like 4 or 3.7 trillion like backing behind it, or 7.3, something like that. Let me look for it. But gold, yeah, it has a huge capping behind it. That Fernando mentioned that, and experts are saying that they believe that cryptocurrency will surpass that backing. So that's a huge thing right now. Let me see. Crypto and gold. Will that work? Gold. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that story. News, maybe? Let's press the news button. Bitcoin can easily surpass gold. 7.5. That's what it was. Trillion. All right. So let's read the daily hodl here. See what they have on gold on that. So scroll down a little bit here. And this is actually a news story from March 24th. So basically, this is the CEO of Galaxy Digital, one of the biggest crypto investment firms, says that Bitcoin's market cap can easily pass gold in the next 20 years. In a new interview with Morgan Creek Digital founder Anthony Pompolino, hey, I'm rooting for you, guy. So they say that the institutional players like Goldman Sachs and Intercontinental Exchange enter the space. So let's see here. I know Goldman, for instance, is gearing up around security tokens. They are not doing anything yet, but they are getting really ready and looking at all the questions on where would you store them? Do you have to build your own custody, or can you use someone else's custody? how do you get them to work? Okay, so essentially what I'm getting for this first part right here is that it looks like some institutions such as Goldman Sachs that I've heard of in the past. Goldman Sachs, if you don't know, they have invested into a lot of different projects, a lot of blockchain projects, a lot of ICOs and startups. This isn't something that's new. They're kind of, I want to say they do more than, Fidelity is more focused on being a custodian. Goldman Sachs is more focused being on an investor, especially since they asked that question, can you build your own custodian or can you have someone else? So they are vastly different. However, as you see more and more of these major institutions getting into security tokens and cryptocurrency, that is huge.
And equity tokens, utility tokens.
Exactly. Because Goldman Sachs, hello.
Wait, have you guys heard of a bond token?
Yeah, bond token. You told me about that earlier.
I did tell you about a bond token. There's many different type of tokens that are coming, just popping up. I know that there's a lot of talk right now of the overall stock market going into a recession due to the inverse curve. I think that they're looking at a more localized trend when we're now in a more globalization chart. So we might not rush right into a recession, but there definitely could be one. And the way that they're telling that is usually from bonds between I think it was a 3-year and a 10-month chart, or a 3-month and a 10-year chart. And there's now inverse. There's a opposite effect going on right now, and you can really see that with the bond market. So I'm wondering now what's going to happen with that bond token, which is created by BCASH. I've recently got interested in that and started diving in that. I think I might have to do a video or something doing a review on their exchange and what I believe is the first bond token. It's called BCASH is the exchange, and I believe the bond token is BIX 1901. Just started looking into that and investing in them.
That is cool. That's cool. So what I'm reading from here, obviously, they don't think that Bitcoin's going to be topping gold in the next, year or two, because the market cap, obviously, it's not trading at that volume yet. However, and these are people who are, institutional investors over the next 20 years, yes. And they're saying that it would be smart to hold a little Bitcoin in your wallet. That is something that is a smart choice, just because of the way that we've seen Bitcoin work and how it's, done its numbers. You're already seeing the leading market around Bitcoin that went from 10% to 3%. So once you can borrow short, and now that it's not so hard to short Bitcoin, it can be used almost impossible to short Bitcoin in 2016, which, wasn't great, but it's not critical. But as time goes, it looks like, even according to these institutional investors, it's something that's going to be taking off. I already knew that. I believe in that. That is, where my strongholds in, cryptocurrency is. But, that's actually very interesting that I didn't know who spoke about that necessarily. I saw this article, but I think it's really interesting that even the heads of, these institutional, companies are pushing for this, because that's really cool. I actually think that's very interesting. So,
So Truce had said that he doesn't want to store his value. He wants to grow it.
Okay.
And Fernando was bringing up that you'd be shooting yourself in the foot. It would decrease and more people would panic sell if you want to be legit, less volatility. There's, that talk of centralization and decentralization, and, there's many different ideas that are going on in the space, and that's what I love about crypto, is that it's so diverse, so we get to really try all the different aspects, and I guess you could say throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. For sure what we see is not sticking are exchanges that are unregulated,
and the ones that are not actually holding your crypto,
because they just clearly don't tell you the real deal. But that's one thing you want to take a look at. Now, in terms of centralized and decentralized, so technically the smartest option is to be decentralized, just because that provides more, I guess, autonomy towards your project. Now, the safer option is to be centralized. So there is a difference. Keep that in mind.
XRP.
So, I mean, yeah, just like you see, XRP, being centralized and, teaming up with governments. Because here's the reality of the fact. We live in a world where every 4 months, or not 4 months, every 4 years, you vote for a president, depending on where you are. Sometimes these presidents or, leaders are in for life. But that is a system that I don't see going anywhere in my lifetime.
Nor mine, but
I don't see that disappearing or dissipating. Maybe 50 years from now, something changes, or somebody brings an idea 30 years from now, and then by the time 50 years from now comes, maybe something is changing because people who are now 70 years old never saw the world being like this and never saw technology being like this. When they were young and my age. So I can't say what's going to happen. However, for you to go on the outskirts of a government entity, that is not the smartest way to go.
But like she's saying, you don't know what's to come. Who knows? Maybe by the time we're in our, retirement phase, we might be looking at a more decentralized state of government. But speaking about politics and cryptocurrency, there was an article that recently came out about Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang. Okay.
And how he would be beneficial to crypto because he's running for president right now for 2020 on the Democratic run. He believes in UBI, which a lot of people are against. They think it's just giving away free money. I don't think there's anything wrong with a what he calls freedom dividend. The same way how you get a dividend when you invest into a company, the same way we should get a dividend when we invest into our country. Some people look at that as our tax return.
Bitcoiners and crypto Twitter pump U.S. presidential candidate Andrew Yang. Interesting. Okay, so tell me
Yang Gang.
Yang Gang. I see that right here. Yang Gang. Interesting. And he had a interview with Joe Rogan.
And several other independent and independent news sources. So definitely pay attention to your independent news. Shout out to Joe Rogan and TYT and Nico's House. A whole bunch of different places. All have had Andrew Yang on.
So for his donation, he actually accepts
Bitcoin,
Ethereum, and ERC20 token donations for his campaign. That is cool. All right, and he talks about futuristic payments on his Twitter, and talks about how money is changing and payment options are about free choice. Okay.
So a lot of people are saying if he gets, very progressive, and they're saying if he gets his way with universal basic income and America gets an opt-in choice for the freedom dividend, you as an American would receive a $1,000 check per month from the government. I believe there's a certain tax he wanted to put on the stock market. For paying for this $1,000 a month that would go to every single citizen in the United States that applies for it. Everybody would be eligible, and it would create more jobs. A lot of people are saying that, it would make you lazy, and a lot of people would stop going to work. $1,000 a month? You're gonna quit your job on $1,000 a month? I sure couldn't, but that would definitely help me out with $12,000 to be able to pay off student loan debt, help boost this business, be able to put more into my crypto wallet.
I don't know about that. Quitting your, so here's the thing. It could help the homeless community.
Yes.
Fine. But if anybody, and literally anybody here, is living off $1,000 a month, wow, where do you live?
Some people are saying that it's very possible in the middle of America where things are cheaper. Remember, we went to Mississippi and we found land that was about $5,000.
Right. But let's think about this real quick, right?
Realistically,
how much is your cable television? Which people who sit at home all day, you're watching television. So how much is cable?
You could be talking anywhere between $60, $40, $30 a month.
Wow, easily $100. Cable is easily $100 if you want your channels, and then if you want to do the whole bundle with the internet and this and the third, easily $100. That's $100 a month. Now we have to talk about groceries, rent, light. Do you have a car? Electricity, car insurance if you have a car. you know, pleasure.
Whole
and
bunch of
leisure.
things
That's,
that go into
$1,000
everybody's
a month
finances.
to me does not sound realistic. That sounds realistic for, you know, maybe a college teenager to live off of.
Which that also would be great, because I could have definitely done better in school if I had $1,000 a month coming in from the government to help out with the bills.
A lot of people find this far-fetched, but I actually heard that, where is it? They do that in actually Alaska right now.
Yes, they call it the oil check, but it's more so, I believe it's a smaller amount per month, whereas Andrew Yang is trying to say $1,000 a month per American citizen rather than just per Alaskan. Okay. So it definitely would be a larger amount. I forget the exact number, but of course it would be in the trillions. Definitely would be a hefty bill, but I believe it would be more beneficial for the country because of the amount of people that would be then paying their taxes.
Breakdown real quick. So what if we petition at Andrew Yang VFA just to issue everyone $1,000 worth of Bitcoin instead? Okay, so 1, get Yang bucks. 2, buy Bitcoin. 3, USD hyperinflation. 4, Bitcoinization. 5, we are the new overlords of the
of a wrecked
world, but at least we have censorship-resistant sound money. Okay, well that's a way to look at it. All right, senor. Okay, that is interesting. Yeah, so it looks like the crypto community is pretty on board with this guy, apparently, with all this. That's actually really interesting. And this is from March 12th. A little, you know, I want to say like a week or two ago now.
I've been paying attention.
That's interesting.
I've been paying attention to him here and there, and I know that he just hit the 65,000 donation mark, so he should be good to go to be in the first Democratic debate. Definitely would be great to see him go up against the other big wigs there that are going to be protesting. For those that aren't paying attention much to the Democratic Party, I'm not a Democrat. I'm more independent, but I do pay attention more to that side than the other side. I try to lean on news from both sides.
Truce, I don't have cable. Truce, I'm sure you don't want to do anything. You want to do more than just have $1,000 a month. I promise.
I'm sure. So
$84 for just your internet. That's still a pretty big chunk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
If you have a cell phone, how much is your cell phone bill? And like, do you have a new phone? Like, do you want to buy a new phone every other month? Like,
so many different bills that go towards that. Could you imagine if the government helped out, gave you a check for $1,000 a month that you could be able to put towards those bills and be able to use the rest of your money to invest more in Bitcoin?
Because if that happens, that's gonna cut. I feel like that's gonna cut the need for people having other programs. But that also would, I guess, equally contribute to having the program, because I know, you know, there's some lower Americans that, you know, people don't agree with. You know, they get everything for free. You know, I mean, even some, you know, I've seen rich people complain about that. But I mean,
entitlements.
You have money. You don't rely. You know, you don't live in a shack. You don't live off rent. You own your own house. But that's like, you know, that's a whole nother story. You have your own opinions about that. But now, if you were to have this extra money a month, would you need food stamps? And would you need Medicaid? Would you need all these? Would that, like, how would that look?
I guess we're gonna have to wait till the debates to.
I think about, because that is all income based, and now if you're adding this extra $1,000 a month to your income, well.
So I know that he's pro UBI, calling it the freedom dividend, but he's also pro universal healthcare, which I know that would definitely be beneficial for business owners like Block Tech, like us, many other different crypto communities that want to create their own business.
If you guys are not, if anyone here is an entrepreneur, that's a huge reason why a lot of people don't quit their job and start their own business. I've read recently, because of healthcare, I've actually met a few people myself that have refused to leave their job and rather, you know, juggle both businesses, even if their business is profitable.
I've seen
people who make $50,000, $60,000 a year off their own business, but they won't leave their job just because they get healthcare, which, you know, that's a whole nother thing. Everybody has their own view on that. I don't want to get too political, but just to throw that out there. I thought that was interesting.
I have some coworkers over in my business that they used to own their own business and they stopped because they got sick and they couldn't afford to do both their business and healthcare. So they liquidated their business. Now they work where I work and they hate it, but at least they have healthcare.
Yeah, it happens. Getting sick is, I guess, something you can't avoid. But yeah, I think that's interesting. I didn't know that story about Andrew Yang. I thought that's interesting. I want to touch back on base before we go about this. So if you guys noticed, we cannot accept donations in cryptocurrency anymore. We are working on that. We actually will figure out a different way that you guys can donate if you would like to donate. Like one of our viewers earlier, had asked, Sid. Yes, Sid. So we will figure that out. Hopefully we can have either a link or a wallet you guys can send some stuff to. We really appreciate you guys here for watching us and tuning in at Bits and Tokens. And like, Fernando said, it's all about the community because we like to build a community first rather than, building and having revenue. A lot of people have gone basically bankrupt and, borrowed millions of dollars from the bank over and time again and put up, all this stuff for collateral and, had basically volunteers to help them build their business before it became profitable. And that's very true. And we think that, the most important thing is if you don't have people who believe in what you do, like you guys believe in us here at Bits and Tokens, and I mean, what's the point? And it's all for you guys. It's not, I'm not doing this out of myself. I basically put in 40 hours a week, not the benefit of myself, but to give this information to people. I go out, I go to events, I talk to people on the street. Jerome is fantastic at doing that. Every opportunity he gets, every person he sees, he's talking to them, and he goes, "Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Bitcoin?" And the person's like, maybe, yes, no. And they'll kind of, like, well, what do you know about it? And, their answer is absolutely nothing. Most people's answers are absolutely nothing. It's very, very rare we get somebody who actually knows anything about it. So it's super cool to always have new people on our stream and really understand what we do here at Bits and Tokens. So I'm super happy about that. But I just wanted to touch base on this story because that is something that happened recently to Streaming Labs, which is usually what we use. As you can see, there's not that little poop thing somewhere on the screen that appears when Tim's with me because I'm using our other streaming service. But yes, Streamlabs and Twitch, which is that gaming streaming service, has removed payment in crypto options. A Reddit user did report that. Unfortunately,
wait, before you scroll down,
what's wrong?
I was gonna say scroll back up. So I love that
Game of Cryptos.
Game of Cryptos,
so
which
Cointelegraph, shout out for your pictures because by far Cointelegraph has one of the they have the best pictures. Like I've seen other places like the Bitcoinist and the Daily Hodl. Their pictures are very generic, but Cointelegraph by far. CCN sometimes. Cointelegraph, you guys have the most best pictures. If anyone's watching from there or comes across this stream, y'all's cool, okay?
But I will say, since they brought up the Game of Thrones theme, Game of Cryptos, how many of you guys are excited about Game of Thrones coming up in about 3 weeks? I sure am. Which is why we're gonna be moving the stream up soon.
Yes, remember we will be moving our stream up as of whatever weekend
the 14th, I believe, is the first Sunday that we will have Game of Thrones return.
I think we should move it up that Thursday. Probably that Thursday on the 11th. We will do our stream starting at 9. And we'll try to wrap it up around 10. If you guys want to stick around, we'll probably banter around. HBO Live definitely, kind of, it's a streaming service, so I can watch it whenever. But definitely for you guys who want to catch us within that first hour right before Game of Thrones start, we will be live and probably get you out of here by 10. We'll try to go over as much as we can, but no promises.
It's just for 6 weeks. So for 6 weeks, Game of Thrones is going to be on. This is the last season, season 8. It's been about 2 years since the season's been in the making. It's been a good run. I'm really sad to see the show go, but it's been an amazing experience.
It's a good show. I'm not going to lie. Before I watched the show, I referred to it as porn. because all I knew about it is that I walked by my friends, when I was in college, I walked by their dorm room and they were watching Game of Thrones, and it was these 4 boys just stuck to the television, and I walked by and all I see is girls' butts and boobs, and I was like, whoa. I was like, nope. And they were like, oh, come watch. And I'm like, nope, you're watching porn. And I just, wouldn't watch it for the longest, but I actually got into recently, and it's a really cool show. So I'm actually gotta watch it.
Also one of the most expensive shows. So again, if anybody's just tuning in, Game of Thrones,
Yes,
it will be back April 14th. We will be watching that after our streams. But definitely tune in. Starting April 11th, we'll be moving up our streams a little bit earlier.
Yeah, well, instead of 9:30, it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be here for sure.
And does anybody else have any questions? Drop it down in the comments. Looks like Cheryl was asking what date. Again, April 14th, Game of Thrones will be back. April 11th, we'll start moving our streams up earlier, just so that way you guys could be adjusted for Game of Thrones. I hope you guys check it out as well.
If you guys watch it, I'm sure not everybody watches it, but it's a very popular series. I mentioned it to someone. They're like, oh, that's actually a really smart idea because I will be watching it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. So, yeah, just for... I guess our viewer accommodation is what I want to say. Viewer accommodation for you guys. So news has been slow this week. Price of crypto right now, I'm just going to go over to our website, just take a little snapshot of our crypto market cap, go over this with you guys real quick before we get out of here. We're probably going to end the stream right here at 11:30 tonight. So crypto market cap, right now Bitcoin is at $3,992.57. It's up by 11%. It's down from last week though, however. So if you look right over here, let me see if I can pull this up. Ooh. And go. And go. Wow. If you guys have 2 screens on your computer, like, it's the most annoying thing ever. Okay. So, yeah, so sometime about early in the week, or last week, Bitcoin was in the $4,000 range. A lot of people were thinking it was going to take off from there. Some people were also saying that it was going to hit 2,000, I saw. Definitely hasn't hit 2,000 yet.
Hopefully not.
Well, I don't want to say, so I want to say hopefully not for the skeptics in the community or people who don't really understand how this works. If it goes down to 2,000, wow, I will buy a whole Bitcoin. As soon as it hits 2,000, I'm buying a whole Bitcoin right there and then, because it's going to go right back up, because no one on the face of this earth is going to let Bitcoin hit 2,000 for any more than 2.5 seconds.
It's going to be quick.
It's going to go, it's going to hit 2,000, people are going to go like, oh my God. Boom, gone, already at 3. Just like that, blink of an eye. So, but that's a low, like, for it to go from where it is right now, we haven't seen it go down that far. It hasn't gone past the 3,000s and change, more or less, in a very, very, very long time. So for it to go down that low, I would be very surprised.
And if anybody's skeptical because it's reaching such low numbers even now, since it was at 20,000 last December, or not December that just passed, but before that, I'll say that I've been watching Bitcoin for a while. I remember when it went up from the 30 cents up to, it dropped several times before it reached $1,000, and then I remember after it hit $1,000, it dropped down to a low of $200 before it made this climb again.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, if you know anything about markets, this is just the way it works, literally.
Volatile.
It's just the way it works. And I'm looking at Ethereum right now, and oh, I didn't even notice this. Look at this right here. Do you see this? Do you see this swap? XRP is now in 3rd place again. Woo! Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
EOS is catching up on 4th.
Well, no, EOS had. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Ethereum.
Ethereum and XRP, but yeah, no, that swapped a while ago.
Was second.
That was a while ago. They switched back and forth.
But I thought for some reason they swapped. Never mind. Brain fart. Whoa, blonde moment. So, now that I'm looking at Ethereum,
Where's
Vital
Stellar?
Buterin came out and talked about his hope in humanity if people went with Tron over Ethereum, and if Tron surpassed Ethereum. His exact words were, I would lose all faith in humanity if this is something that happens. So I thought that was very interesting.
I will talk about Cardano, ADA. They had a, let me rise this.
Spike.
They had a huge spike. They've been doing this now for 5 weeks straight.
That's a huge spike.
They just keep moving up. They're really, really low. So if you have If you want to buy a lot of Cardano, I'm not opposed to just holding on to that.
Now?
I'm
Yeah,
probably going to
cents.
buy
They
more
were
of
about
that.
5 cents for a while, had a spike, went up to 6, so they grew a whole penny.
If you click on that and look at the last 5 weeks, it just keeps going up. So definitely something to pay attention to. Do you remember what the goal of Cardano is? There's so many different coins, so don't be surprised. Like, not everybody's an expert. No one remembers all of this at the same time, all the time. Except for Tim.
Whole thing. I read all about Cardano too, but I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I read about it earlier today too. I've looked into it several times, but the coins that grab my attention, and I remember them. The coins that I see that I want to pay attention to, it takes me a while before it gets locked in. And
looks like Tron took another dip here. Not too much of a dip, but it took a dip. Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, for the most part, it looks like the market right now is a mix. You're seeing some red, you're seeing some green.
Which is great.
Overall, technically, over a monthly chart, because over a 7-week period, we're technically in the green still, just because. Bitcoin just hit 4,000 over 4,000 again. Cool, Bitcoin, awesome. All right, you're doing numbers, cool. So right now we're in the green. It's half and half for the cryptocurrencies right now in the crypto space. We're seeing based off these charts here. So keep your eye on your currency of choice. Make sure you are paying attention to your space. Everything kind of has been at random right now. Everything's taking random runs. I've noticed everything is random. So
choose to it that Cardano is a smart contract platform, kind of like Ether.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember a lot of their stuff they put on GitHub. That's all I remember from Cardano right now. I don't know. Sometimes learning about different projects all at the same time isn't the smartest idea.
Gotta take your time and dive in, look at the different projects, and let's not forget a lot of them are platforms that open up to even more projects. So like Neo has so many different tokens underneath them that are creating great, amazing projects. Tron now, I keep looking at DApp Radar and all of the different top coins. A lot of them are Tron-based projects, especially in the crypto gaming community. If you wonder why I go by the handle Token Gamer, like I said earlier, I handle our crypto gaming segment, which I haven't done as much, mainly because of a streaming issue, but I'll get that resolved and get back up going live, streaming different regular games as well as crypto games. I want to talk more about what's going on in that crypto space and cover more projects like the one that she covered when she went to London called Reality Clash, which has an AR gaming. I talked a little bit about
I'm gonna pull up their website real quick.
Reality Clash. That'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely we should reach out to them again, get in contact with them.
If you guys like Pokemon Go, Reality Clash is basically a Pokemon Go for the city.
Cryptocurrency wise.
They give you, let's watch a little trailer. I'll just play it for you guys real quick. Just so you can see what it's all about. It's actually really cool if you're into crypto gaming, whatsoever. Oh, does that button work?
Or if you're into like first-person shooters in an augmented reality space.
Is this the trailer?
Yeah, that's the trailer.
Haha.
Scroll down. Remember, they're in London.
Yeah, you see a lot of UK flags here and there. They are a bit out of London. I know that kid. That's actually the developer's son. The founder's son is that kid right there. Yeah, so it is a first shooter game.
First-person shooter.
Time, so it's really cool. It came out last October when I was out there. I was out there in September. So it's a really neat game. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have some content from them. So maybe, just maybe, I'll see if I can release it. It's been a while, but I may be able to release some content from them and actually do an update with them.
She couldn't find it, and now she found it. So I'm so glad she found it. Let's get that content up there for them.
Okay, so actually it says here where it's available. Oh, it's not released in the US yet. It's released in Denmark, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Spain, Italy, Philippines, Vietnam, and Brazil. Coming soon to, how's it coming soon to the
to UK when they're based out of the UK. That's
no way.
crazy.
I don't think that's right. I was using it in
Maybe
the
they have to update that picture.
Maybe there's an update. But yeah, coming soon to the USA. So I am excited for that because that is super cool.
And if not, we'll definitely make we can make our video based for, you know, the US launch of that app. But that's definitely something that I think is amazing. There's a lot of Tron and other games that's going on in the crypto gaming space if you want to use your coins for different games. One company that I really follow in the crypto gaming space is called Engine. They're trying to make a multiverse. If anybody's watched that movie Ready Player One, they want to allow you to be able to buy weapons or items in one game and then be able to travel to other games and be able to still utilize those weapons. I really can't wait to be able to see that in virtual reality. If anybody's watched the anime Sword Art Online, really can't wait to see blockchain tackle that and create that kind of environment and community. If anybody already has a virtual reality headset, there's already an app that you can utilize. And I think I should do a loose live stream about that, where you can get in on, I think it's called Altspace. They have a community there where you can be able to talk to other people that also have VR and trade crypto. So I might do something on that, maybe do a live stream and have the live stream connected to Altspace where you guys can be able to see what's going on and talk to other people. Maybe we can all get together, have a virtual meetup in virtual reality. Yeah, do you have any other topics you want to discuss?
So I saw Truce mention Decentraland. We have talked about Decentraland before. Essentially, Decentraland is a space where you buy virtual space. Just like that. So you basically buy your own virtual plot of land and you can create and build on it. I mean, I've seen people buy apparently a plot of land for $10,000 virtually.
People are buying spending a lot more on crypto kitties than crypto land.
I don't know. Decentraland, it looks cool. However, I have a physical place where I can physically live right now. Maybe when I have, $10,000 to throw away, I will do that. I mean, I don't, I'm not downing your project, but, I can't sleep in the land yet. So one day, maybe.
So you wouldn't be sleeping in the crypto decentralized land, but I could definitely see where in Decentraland being able to go to a mall in virtual reality and then being able to go to your local store and pick up the clothes.
So what would be cool about it is if in Decentraland they would have stores that partnered up with Decentraland and you can shop at these stores, such as like online shopping almost. And you can actually check out into Decentraland and virtually wear this clothing. Like if you had an avatar and you can look it on and things like that. Like that would be cool.
As well as
that in virtual reality. However, me buying a $10,000 plot of land is something that I don't see myself doing right now. For a business, for them to buy a plot on Decentraland, and that would be, their total investment that they would have to technically put in that store. That's cool.
Yeah, Truce brought up MarkSpace, which does VR shopping. I'd love to see them integrate with that.
If they did something like MarkSpace Truce, that would be cool.
And you never know, there could be different integrations. I could see where MarkSpace buys up some of the Decentraland to be able to do that in VR across multiple platforms. That's what's great about VR is the fact that so many people are collaborating right now. We're in a real collaboration phase. I like that Jack Dorsey relates cryptocurrency to the start of the internet. I as well have been using that for my method of bringing up crypto. And if you think about how a lot of these companies got off the ground, there was a lot of conventions with the early internet in the 80s and 90s. A lot of people getting together, creating projects, other companies getting together. Same how, Bits and Tokens will be working with Block Tech for, live events, bringing that collaboration, bringing teams together to work on the overall cause, which is mass adoption. I think all of us are trying to do that here in the crypto space. And, I thank you guys for watching us and being a part of that, contributing down in the chat below. Fernando put the praise hands up. Thank you guys, because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the fact that, you guys are interested. Otherwise, if there was 0 people down in the chat below, we wouldn't continue doing this. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for checking us out. Please go to bitsandtokens.com.
Bitsandtokens.com.
Don't forget, if you have any questions, if you're new, you can be able to just join us in the chat, the support section, and we'll be here to respond to you.
Don't be afraid to ask. If you're new, I just want to say this for new people. If you're new or if you don't know anything about us, do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to introduce yourself. Do not be afraid to say hello, because that is the first step to doing anything.
Agreed.
That is the first step to learning. That is the first step. The first step is your attempt, always. So if you know nothing, if you know something, that's how you start. You start by getting to know other people and getting to know a community. That's how you start anything. When you go to a class, like you talk to people, the teacher teaches you. And that's how you learn. That's how it's going to work. So, just make sure to jump in the chat. Make sure to integrate and have fun with us. Yes, Cheryl, Cheryl asks questions whatever time she wants. And that's essentially what we're here to do. If you have a question at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, someone will wake up and someone will answer your question, because that's what we're here for. And I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys, for everything you guys do. Not only for us, because you guys teach me every day. Cheryl, for example, she always has stories that I'm just like, whoa, I didn't know that.
Find stuff that we didn't know.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. So thank you guys so much. We're going to end this live stream here. Thank you for tuning into Bits and Tokens. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this video. Crypto 1.2 is coming out soon to a YouTube channel near you. Make sure you check us out. Make sure to hit your post notification button, have it on, and I will let you know when these videos drop. Make sure to tune into our live stream next week on Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I always say Central. I don't know why. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you guys soon. Until then, be good. Godspeed. Take care, guys.